Shalom, Israel. Most High in Christ bless. My name is Mycha'El.
And this is Mycha'El.
And today's lesson is the parable of the talents, distribution of knowledge in Israel.
I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh.
All praises. And what we're going to do is we're going to go through this Bible, and we're going to show you how the knowledge is to be distributed through Israel, and that it's our responsibility according to the Bible. First, we're going to start off in the book of John, chapter 8, verse 32. The book of John, chapter 8, verse 32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
So we need the truth to free our minds from the captivity that we're living in. Knowing who we are in the Bible, knowing how to get salvation. We're the chosen people, the Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, and salvation is keeping the law, statutes, and commandments.
From there, we're going to go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 28, verse 10. For precept must be upon precept. For precept must be upon precept, line upon line, here a little and there a little. And by going through this Bible, you're going to get the proper understanding by going precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little and there a little. You're going to find some in the New Testament. You're going to find some in the Old Testament, and it's going to line up and it's going to give you the perfect understanding according to Scriptures. And from there, we're going to go to the book of Sirach, chapter 29, verse 11. The book of Sirach, chapter 29, verse 11. Lay up thy treasure according to the commandments of the Most High, and it shall bring thee more profit than gold.
So it's important to learn the commandments of the Most High because it's more valuable than gold. Learn the commandments like not to eat pork, shrimp, or lobster because it toxifies your body. Learn to keep the Sabbath day because the day of rest your body can rejuvenate. Learning how to love the Most High by keeping His law, statutes, and commandments so you can be spared from judgment. So the knowledge of the commandments is worth more than gold.
From there, we're going to go to the book of Matthew, chapter 25, and we're going to start at verse 14. For the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveling into a far country, who called his own servants and delivered unto them his goods. And unto one he gave 5 talents.
So one he gave 5 talents.
To another 2.
2.
And to another 1.
1.
To every man according to his several ability. And straightway took his journey.
Alright, give me Proverbs chapter 8 verse 10. So the narrative starts off where a man going to a far journey gave one servant 5 talents, another one 2 talents, and another servant 1 talent. So according to this parable, we're going to show you what the talent is.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 8, verse 10. Receive my instruction, and not silver and knowledge, rather than choice gold.
Verse 11.
For wisdom is better than rubies, and all the things that may be desired are not to be compared to it. Wisdom dwell with prudence, and find out knowledge of witty inventions.
So says that wisdom is more valuable than rubies. So the talent is knowing the truth of the Bible. That's the treasure. Because only few of us know who we are according to the Bible. Only few of us know that the white man is the Esau of the Bible. So having this truth is the greatest treasure according to the Bible. So this is how you read the parable, that the talents is the Most High giving people He select wisdom in the Scriptures and see what they do with it. He gives them wisdom according to their ability. some people, the Most High pours out more wisdom than to others. So going back to Matthew 25, start at verse 16.
The book of Matthew, chapter 25, verse 16. Then he that had received the 5 talents went and traded with the same and made them other 5 talents.
Okay.
And likewise, he that had received 2, he also gained other 2.
Okay, so the one with 5 traded and increased his talents by 5. He doubled his earnings. The person with 2 talents traded and he doubled his talents. Let's see what the third one did. Verse 18.
Verse 18. But he that had received 1 went and digged in the earth and hid his Lord's money.
So the third one, getting the gift of understanding, he didn't share with or do nothing to increase at all. He kept it in the earth. He kept it to himself. Give me Sirach chapter 4, verse 23 to 25. Sirach chapter 4, verse 23 to 25.
The book of Sirach, chapter 4, verse 23 to 25. Verse 23. And refrain not to speak when there is occasion to do good, and hide not thy wisdom in her beauty.
So refrain not to speak when there is occasion to do good. So I mean, learning the good news, having the truth, knowing the truth about the scripture, we're supposed to be readily telling people, trying to bring others to the truth as we was brought to the truth.
That's right. Verse 24. By speech wisdom shall be known, and learning by the word of the tongue.
So it says, for by speech wisdom shall be known. So we should be, like Isaiah 58 says, we should be crying aloud and sparing not, and showing people the truth of the Bible.
Verse 25. In no wise speak against the truth, but be abashed of the error of thine ignorance.
Constantly, we need to learn the truth, then speak the truth, and speak not against the truth. So the Most High opens your mind to receive this truth. After you receive it, you need to share with the next one, so to help them get it, and try to multiply people and help them be fit and worthy for the kingdom to come.
That's right.
So that's what the talents is in this parable. It's learning the truth. Give me John 15:16 real quick also to further edify. John 15:16.
The book of John, chapter 15, verse 16. The book of John, chapter 15, verse 16. Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you.
I have chosen you.
And ordained you that you should go and bring forth fruit.
Bring forth what?
Bring forth fruit.
So the Most High has, so you have not chosen the Most High, but He has chosen you and ordained you to go forth and bring fruit. Go on.
And that your fruit should remain, that whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name, He may give if it you.
Con. So not everybody is chosen to receive the truth or receive the talent. That's why it said in the beginning of Matthew 25, verse 14, 15, that one person He gave 5 talents, another 2, and the third person 1, because the Most High gives us wisdom and understanding according to our ability to handle it.
Yep, and it's our responsibility to multiply this wisdom, especially to our people. We are right now in a state of sleep. We're in a state of slumber. So we got to plant these seeds in hopes that the Most High will awake the people to the knowledge of who we are, and that we are the greatest people on this planet Earth. The book of Matthew, chapter 25, verse 17. And likewise, he that had received 2, he also gained other 2. But he that had received 1 went and digged in the earth and hid his Lord's money. After a long time, the Lord of those servants cometh and reckoneth with them.
So the Lord of those servants came and reckoned with them.
Verse 20, and so he that had received 5 talents came and brought other 5 talents.
So the one that received 5 talents came and brought 5 other talents,
saying, Lord, thou deliveredst unto me 5 talents. Behold, I have gained beside them 5 talents more.
So he brought 5 talents more. He doubled what the Most High gave him.
So it's showing you right there with the knowledge that we are given, we are to multiply more unto the Lord. Verse 21, his Lord said unto him, well done, thou good and faithful servant.
So you got a well done, thy good and faithful servant for multiplying what the Most High gave him.
Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord.
So the Most High could trust him with the few talents he gave him. He's able to multiply, so the Most High can trust him with more things.
Verse 22, he also that had received 2 talents came and said, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 2 talents. Behold, I have gained 2 other talents beside them.
So the person with 2 talents was able to double what the Most High gave him also, and went from 2 to 4 talents.
Verse 23, his Lord said unto him, well done, good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things.
So you got a well done, good and faithful servant also for multiply what the Most High trusted him with.
I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord. Verse 24, then he which had received the 1 talent came and said, Lord, I knew thee that thou art an hard man, reaping where thou hast not sown, and gathering where thou hast not straw.
Okay.
And I was afraid, and went and hid thy talent in the earth.
So he was what?
And I was afraid, and went and hid thy talent in the earth. Lo, there thou hast that is mine, is thine.
So he was afraid to share and increase what the Most High trusted him with, which was just 1 talent. So that's why it's important for us to understand the scriptures, go out and do the work in some kind of capacity, whether it's street teaching, passing out flyers, or just even sharing YouTube videos with friends and family members. It's important to do something to build for the kingdom. So you can't be afraid in doing the work. I mean, the scriptures say those that deny Christ, he'll deny you in the kingdom.
That's right.
So that's it.
No, that's it. Verse 26, his Lord answered and said unto him, thou wicked and slothful servant, thou knewest that I reap where I sowed not, and gather where I have not straw.
So the Lord called him wicked and slothful, wicked and lazy servant. We're not getting out there and doing the work to increase what the Most High gave.
Verse 27, thou oughtest therefore to have put my money to the exchangers, and then at my coming I should have received mine own with usury. Verse 28, take therefore the talent from him and give it unto him which have 10 talents.
Wow, so because he refused to increase or do anything with what the Most High gave him, the Lord took it away from him, the talent.
Verse 29. For unto everyone that hath shall be given, and he shall have abundance. But from him that hath not shall be taken away, even that which he hath.
Let's go to Revelation 21:8 real quick. Revelation 21:8.
The book of Revelation, chapter 21, verse 8. But the fearful and unbelieving and the abominable and murderers and whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death.
Which is the what?
The second death.
So didn't the guy one time say he didn't do nothing with it because he was afraid?
But the fearful and unbelieving and the abominable and murderers and the whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death.
Thus says Yahweh. So there's no place in the kingdom for the fearful.
Not at all. The effeminate shall not have the kingdom of heaven.
Yeah, you gotta take up your cross and follow Yahweh.
That's right.
Let's to break this down, Sirach 42 verse 8.
The book of Sirach, chapter 42, verse 8. The book of Sirach, chapter 42, verse 8. Be not ashamed to inform the unwise and foolish.
So it says, be not ashamed to inform the unwise and the foolish.
And the extreme age that contendeth with those that are young. Thus shalt thou be truly learned and approved of all men living.
So, we can't be a respecter of persons then. We gotta inform everybody about the truth of the scriptures.
That's right.
Young, old, unwise. Now you don't keep on pounding them with the truth or not, but you warn them, then keep it moving.
That's right.
Warn them and keep it moving. Let's look at Ezekiel chapter 33 now. So once you learn the truth, you have a responsibility to follow the law, statutes, and commandments, and to share the truth with others, to help them, give them opportunity to get their lives in order so they can be fit and worthy to make it to the kingdom.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 33. Again, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, speak to the children of thy people, and say unto them, when I bring a sword upon a land, if the people of the land take a man of their coast and set him for their watchman.
Okay.
Verse 3. If when he seeth the sword come upon the land, he blow the trumpet and warn the people.
So he's supposed to warn the people when he sees the sword come upon the land.
If when he seeth the sword come upon the land, he blow the trumpet and warn the people.
Okay.
Verse 4. Then whosoever heareth the sound of the trumpet and taketh not warning, if the sword come and take him away, his blood shall be upon his own head.
So his blood shall be upon his own head.
Verse 5. He heard the sound of the trumpet and took not warning, his blood shall be upon him. But he that taketh warning shall deliver his soul.
So you have a choice to accept the warning or reject the warning.
Verse 6. But if the watchman see the sword come and blow not the trumpet, and the people be not warned, if the sword come and take any person from among them, he is taken away in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at the watchman's hand.
Whose hand?
The watchman's hands.
So the watchman doesn't warn you of the danger to come, then the blood is on the watchman's hand.
So if you out here and we see these people in the midst of sin and we not telling you in the midst of sin, then your blood is on our hands. Straight like that. That's what it is. It's your responsibility to warn the people that they're in the midst of sin. Judge them according to the sound doctrine so that they know that they're in the midst of sin. You know? You worried about your brother judging you, but we done showed you in previous lessons that the Most High is coming to judge you, and he's coming to judge you with the sword. So it's better that one of your peers judge you and you be judged amongst your brethren than the Most High come, because he's coming to cut heads.
And I like how Ezekiel 33 says it. I mean, being judged is being warned. So you're being warned that you're going off the wrong track, and we're trying to get you back on, steer you back on the right track to the kingdom.
Verse 7. So thou, O son of man, I have set thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore thou shalt hear the word at my mouth and warn them from me. When I say unto the wicked, O wicked man, thou shalt surely die, if the wicked from his, Salakia. When I say unto the wicked, O wicked man, thou shalt surely die, if thou dost not speak to warn the wicked from his way, the wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thine hand.
We'll end it there. So so once you learn the truth or receive the talents, you're a watchman. Then you have a responsibility to warn the people to spare the blood from your hands, or you choose not to warn the people, then the blood will be on your hands. Then.
That's right, and we gotta multiply the talents and distribute this knowledge. We gotta let the people know they're in the midst of sin, because the churches are not doing that. They telling you that you under grace. They're not letting you know that the grace is a time period for you to get yourself right.
Exactly.
They're not really being responsible as they should be, as the church being an open clinic, so that we can mend our people and get them out of the midst of sin. And that's what we need to do. It's absolutely your responsibility.
Yeah, I want to pull this passage out. This is Matthew chapter 9, starting verse 35.
The book of Matthew, chapter 9, starting at verse 35. The book of Matthew, chapter 9, verse 35. And Yahushua went about all the cities and villages, teaching in their synagogues and preaching the gospel of the kingdom, and healing every sickness and every disease among the people.
Verse 36.
But when he saw the multitude, he was moved with compassion on them, because they fainted and were scattered abroad as sheep having no shepherd.
So you hear that? So he saw the multitude and he had compassion on them, because they were sheep having no shepherd. And many of our cities don't have no shepherds today. Whatever, you see a bunch of churches, but they're not feeding the sheep with the word. They're feeding the sheep with BS. So don't got men of the Lord that keep the law, statutes, commandments, and are teaching them to others.
Verse 37. Then saith he unto his disciples, the harvest truly is plenteous, but the laborers are few.
The laborers are what?
The laborers are few.
So the harvest is truly plenteous, but the laborers, the men of the Lord teaching the law, statutes, commandments, are few.
Verse 38. Pray ye therefore the Lord of the harvest, that he will send forth laborers into his harvest. So we gotta multiply, and we gotta make more laborers out of the people.
Absolutely.
We gotta be the fishers of men right now. We showing you, it's your responsibility, and this is coming from Christ.
Because you know what comes after the fishers of men? Let's look at Jeremiah 16:60. So yes, y'all should be rushing the fishers of men right now, trying to learn this truth.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 16, verse 16.
Bring it out.
Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord, and they shall fish them. And after will I send for many hunters.
So after the fish, he's sending what?
After will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill, and out of the holes of the rocks.
Thus says the Lord.
So we showing you time and time again, here a little and there a little, and parabolistically, that is your responsibility. We are to fish the fishers, and we are to hunt, and the harvest is plenteous, but it's not enough gatherers, and we need to gather these souls.
We'll finish with Mark 3:19.
Okay. The book of Mark, chapter 3, verse 19. The book of Mark, chapter 3, verse 19. And Judas Iscariot, which also betrayed him, and they went into a house. No, that's wrong.
Okay. Salakia. Let me see. It's 4. Okay, it's Salakia is Mark 4:19.
The book of Mark, chapter 4, verse 19. And the cares of this world and the deceitfulness of riches and the lust of other things entering in choke the word, and it becometh unfruitful.
So really things choke the word and becomes unfruitful.
That's right. And these are they which are sown on good ground, such as fear the word and receive it, and bring forth fruit. Some 30-fold, some 60,
some 60,
and some 100.
Some 100.
So if you go out there to work, you gotta multiply this, so on and so forth, so that we can bring this harvest unto the Lord. We gotta go out to these highways and hedges and compel God's people to come in so that the house be filled.
That's right.
And it's all your responsibility. It's not to go to church and make somebody feel good over a little feel-good sermon and song and dance and clap your hands for a little bit of praise dancing. It's up to you to make sure that people are fulfilled with the knowledge of this book, so they come to the knowledge that they sinning and turn away from it. That's what we gotta do. We gotta make sure that we're not transgressing the laws.
Come on.
We gotta make sure that we going back and we doing what we were supposed to do, as we were supposed to do from the beginning, and stay away from these corrupt natures that we living amongst. You got anything you want to add?
Yeah, I mean, like Yahushua says, this gospel got to be preached to the whole kingdom, then the end shall come.
That's right.
So Christ can't come back, or Salaki, Yahushua can't come back to this gospel's preached to the whole kingdom. So we need all hands on deck to do this work. In some capacity according to your ability. More than just being a keyboard ninja typing comments and all that, or liking videos or Facebook posts.
Yeah, keyboard critics. Go out there and do the work. It's your responsibility. Faith without works is dead.
Come.
So you sat there, you just dead on the other end of the keyboard, when you got the opportunity to even use it as a highway. Hell, the internet's called the internet super highway. It's mad information out there. Put it out there and publish it. It's things that go hand in hand with the Bible. Put out that word. Help wake your people up. And stop sitting over the keyboard slump. Love your brothers and stop hating your brothers. Yeah, we gotta criticize each other, but show them love. Correct people if it's needed. You got anything else you want to add?
I just hope this lesson is edifying. I want to again give all praise, glory, and honor to Abba Yahweh and the only begotten Son Yahushua.
All praises.
Say shalom to the folks that stayed up with us watching this video.
Yep, shout out to Brother Azariah, shout out to Corey Griffith, and Israel with that.
Oh yeah, shout out to Uriel too. I'm rocking the staff today. Good looking.
Yeah, and with that we want to say shalom. Kum Yasharala, Kum Yasharala, Kum Yasharala, and hit us up and watch and share our videos. Rise of the Chosen, Truth Beyond the Surface Temple, and hit us up on the YouTube channel, Mycha'El, Rise of the Chosen, Truth Beyond the Surface Temple. And with that, have a great Sabbath. Asher Shabbat.